Happy Wednesday. Today, for our Lenten devotional, we're going to take a look at one of my favorite characters in the Bible. And I know you all probably say, she says that about everybody. But he is really good because he does some amazing things. And I always love to read about him. And his name is Elijah. And if anybody knows about the God who meets us in hard places, Elijah would know. Now, when we think about him, we remember, some of the dramatic things he did in scripture, like calling fire down from heaven. That was pretty cool. And then, making it stop rain for 3.5 years, however long it was, and then praying and the rain comes. And we can't forget about the little lady who needed food, and he helped her out with that too after she made him a cake first. So when we think about Elijah, we think about some of the great things, but in each of those times, if you think about it, there was a hard place there first before the miracle. There were hard places, and he knew those very well. He knew what it was like to be in isolation. He had to be hidden by God so that Jezebel wouldn't kill him. He was sustained by ravens during a time of drought. Um, he relied on a poor widow of Zarephath to give him food when he was starving. And he called fire down from heaven when there was a ton of other false prophets there waiting to see him fail. And he was the only one standing. So, can you imagine what a hard place that was like? He knew what it was like to be exhausted from having to run from Jezebel and thinking that there was no one else. And God had to show him, Elijah, I know you feel isolated, but there are many other people who are still serving me. So, yes, Elijah, the prophet who called fire down from heaven, he also got to the place where he wanted to give up. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine all the things that he accomplished in his life, all of the supernatural presence of God that he felt time after time, and yet Elijah got to a place where he didn't think it was worth living anymore. He got to the place where he just wanted the Lord to take him. So he knew what it was like to be in a hard place. But you know what? When he got to that point, God didn't condemn him. He treated him with care. He fed him. He gave him sleep. He did wake him, though. And then he spoke to them. He didn't speak to them harshly in the wind. He didn't speak to them shaking him in an earthquake or burning him up with fire. No, no, no. When God spoke to Elijah, he spoke to him with a gentle whisper. You can find that in 1 Kings 19 and 12. Go read it. Elijah reminds me so much that there are hard times that we're all going to face, and those are not always signs of failure on our part. Sometimes they're signs for us to look for God more deeply. It's almost as if God is drawing us to Him in those hard times so that we can see exactly who He is and what He can do for our lives. He's not just the God that will give us blessings like He did Abraham or gold like He did Solomon. He's not just the God of those mountaintop experiences like Moses. Sometimes He's the God in the cave. Sometimes He's a God in the wilderness. Sometimes He's the whisperer to our souls. So during this next few days of Lent that we have left, you may continually find yourself in a hard place. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you've been running. Maybe you don't know what's going to happen next. I encourage you to look at Elijah. See that God did not leave him there. He was with him. He sent him nourishment, got him a cake made, gave him a bird to feed him, restored him, spoke to him, even if it was a whisper. God gave him direction and purpose, and He will too. Remember, if prophets needed rest, I'm pretty sure we do too. Even the strongest of us get weary at times. And God, even though He'll send fire down from heaven, He will also send bread to us when we need it and when we grow weary. God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful day.